Hello students, I welcome you all in the next lecture of algebra. We are meeting after a short break because you are having your fourth online assessment. I hope you have done well in the examination. All of you know that chapter number 6 and chapter number 7, that is financial planning and statistics, both the chapters are omitted from the syllabus because of this COVID-19 pandemic. The chapters are given for self-study. You have to study those chapters by yourself. But no questions will be asked based on this chapter for the next exam. Okay. So for the next exam, you will be having two chapters, that is chapter number 4 and chapter number 5. From that, chapter number 4 was there for fourth online assessment. I took its revision. Before the assignment, 2 lectures, 2 revision lectures I took. And chapter number 5 also is finished. Each and every problem nearly we have solved. The similar problems were given for homework. I hope that you must have completed all the work and you must be ready with the completed notebook. You are having all the solved examples with you so that you can study them well at the time of the next exam. The school has started. Students have started coming to the school. In the school also, the revision is going on properly. The students are writing in front of us, so that is a better experience. So as the portion is completed, once again I am starting with the revision. Just before the fourth assignment, chapter number 4, that is the ratio and proportion, that chapter is revised in short. Now I am starting with chapter number 5 because these two chapters only will come for revision. Now here I want to ask you one thing, because all the students are not coming in school. Chapter number 6 and 7 are important because next year you are going in 10th standard, and again the same chapters, financial planning and statistics, they are there in 10th standard also. So if you want, you can respond me on WhatsApp that shall I teach those chapters, chapter number 6 and 7, because you should have knowledge of that. Even though the chapters are not there for evaluation, they have given the remark you self-study it because you need it for the next standard. So if you really need that explanation, if you want me to teach those chapters, please you inform me so that I can take those chapters. Still we have time in our hand, so I can surely explain those chapters in short so that you will not face difficulty in 10th standard. Okay, so I am waiting for your reply. If you are saying that teacher please explain the chapters, I will surely explain you. And if you think that since they are not there, so why to study? So if you are giving me the positive answer, I am ready to explain you those chapters. Okay students, so let us start with chapter number 5, that is linear equations in two variables. Chapter number 5 is linear equations in two variables. This is an important chapter. The same chapter with same name is there in 10th standard. The very first chapter of 10th standard is linear equations in two variables. So whatever you are studying here, that will be the base for your 10th standard very first lesson of mathematics 1, that is algebra. Okay, so try to understand every concept thoroughly here, because whatever you are studying in 9th standard nobody is going to revise again in 10th standard. Why? Because it is considered that you already have the knowledge, and the next part you are going to study in 10th standard. Okay, so be very careful, please pay attention here so that you can understand it better. Now what we are going to see here is the first part is introduction here. What is the meaning of linear equation in two variables? Then we will see what is meaning of simultaneous equations. Then solving simultaneous equations, there are two methods here present here, and one more method is there for particular type of equations. Out of that two methods, one method is cancelled under this COVID-19 reduction of syllabus. Okay, but still that method is also important. Only for this year that second method is cancelled. And finally you have application of this linear equation, that means word problems which are based on simultaneous equations. Okay, so this is what we are going to study in this chapter. Okay, so now let us go further. Let us try to understand the meaning of linear equations in two variables. So first of all, we will start with our knowledge of previous standards. So we will recall the things. See, in 7th standard and 8th standard you have solved these type of equations. M plus 3 is equal to 5. So if you shift this 3 here to right hand side, it will become minus 3. So M will be 5 minus 3, and therefore value of M is 2. Similarly you can solve this 8 if you shift this side, 22 minus 8. What is the answer? 14. Okay, then you want to find value of y. So y is 14 upon 3, because 3y is equal to 14. So y is 14 upon 3. Here x upon 3 is equal to 2. So you are going to cross multiply here. Or 3 is in division here. So when you are changing the side, it will go in multiplication. So you will get x is equal to 6 here. Similarly, you can solve this. See, 2p is equal to p plus 4 upon 9. This plus p, if you shift to left hand side, 2p minus p is what? P. And this 4 upon 9 will be as it is here on the right hand side. Okay, so this way you get the values of the unknown variables. Okay, but what you observe here is everywhere only one variable is there. Like here M is variable. Why it is called as variable? Because we can assign different values to them. We can change their values. We can get their values here. On the other hand, 3 and 5, they are called as constant because their values are not going to change throughout. They are going to remain as it is. Okay. So such equations, they are called as what? Equations in variable 1. Also what we observe here is the degree of the variable is 1 everywhere. I told you when we have studied polynomials that when the degree is not visible here or index is not visible here, it is 1. So everywhere here the index is 1, that means the degree of this equation is 1. Such equations are called as what? Linear equations, because in polynomials we have studied the polynomials with degree 1 are called as linear polynomials. Polynomials with degree 2 are called as quadratic polynomials. Polynomials with degree 3 are called as cubic polynomials. So here degree is 1. Okay, and this is equation. So these are called as linear equations. Okay, so the equations with degree 1 are called as linear equations. Okay, this is important thing. Now fifth one, which number should be added to 5 to obtain 14? So which number, that means it is unknown. So here in this place we are going to take a alphabet. Okay, so here in the first bracket it is x. You can observe from here that obviously here x will come. Okay, that means the unknown number we are taking as x. So x plus 5 is equal to 14, and therefore x is equal to 14 minus 5, that is 9. Okay. Similarly this one, which number should be subtracted from 8 to obtain 2? So again here the unknown number we will take as any alphabet, like here they have taken Y. So what you are going to write here? Y. Okay. Now you want to find value of Y. So what you can do? You can shift Y this side. It will become plus. At the same time 2 you can shift this side. So 8 minus 2, 6. What is the answer? 6 here. Okay. Or simply you can use your general knowledge that which number should present here, so that the answer should be 2. So you can immediately write down 6 here. Okay. So all such equations, they are having one variable and also their degree is what? 1. Okay. So here everywhere degree is 1. Therefore these equations are called as what? Linear equations. This is what you have studied in the previous standards. Now we are going to study here linear equations in 2 variables. That means what? Here in place of 1 we are going to have 2 variables. Okay. So let us go further now. For understanding this, we are taking one example. Linear equations in 2 variables. How to frame them? Find 2 numbers whose sum is 14. Okay. So here 2 numbers are unknown. And for that 2 unknown numbers, we are going to take 2 variables. Those variables are what? X and Y. So if we take X and Y for these 2 numbers, then sum is 14. That means what? X plus Y is equal to 14. So from the given information, we can frame the equation X plus Y is equal to 14. So such equation is called as equation in 2 variables. See, 2 variables are present. At the same time, what you will find is degree is 1 here. Degree of X is also 1, degree of Y is also 1. And therefore, it is linear equation in 2 variables. Because our condition is what for linear equations? Degree should be 1. So degree of both the variables is 1 here. Now let us go further. By using the same equation, we will try to understand what is the meaning of the solution of linear equations in 2 variables. Okay. So let us take the many examples are given, the numbers, those who satisfy this condition. Okay. But many numbers gives us the addition 14. See, 9 plus 5 is 14, 7 plus 7 is 14, 8 plus 6 is 14, 4 plus 10 is 14, then minus 1 plus 15 is 14. You can see on all these examples, the sum is 14 here. That is why this equation is having many solutions. It is having infinitely many solutions. Now these solutions we have to write in round bracket always. And in round bracket we have to write down value of first variable first and second variable second. That is X is equal to 9 and Y is equal to 5. Now it is written like this, but afterwards we are going to write only round bracket 9 and 5. This is called as what? Ordered pair. So what I can say that all these are the solutions of this particular linear equation. Okay, so it is having infinitely many solutions because this condition is satisfied by all these numbers. We can take many numbers here. Okay, so here these values of X and Y, those who satisfy the given condition, they are called as what? The solution of that equation or roots of that equation. Okay, let us go further. Now afterwards we are going to see what is the general form of linear equation in 2 variables. There we saw X plus Y is equal to 14. So here the general form of the linear equations in 2 variables is Ax plus By plus C is equal to 0, or you can write down Ax plus By is equal to C. Okay, this C you can write on the right hand side also. Here A, B and C, they are real numbers. They are also called as what? Constants. And X and Y are called as variables. But here the important condition is that A and B, they cannot be 0. They must be non-zero at the same time. That means here you can easily understand that if A is 0, then this term is going to become 0. Then this equation will remain in only one variable. So here the condition is that A and B cannot be 0. C can be 0. So here A and B are non-zero at the same time. They must have some constant present there. The coefficient should be present for x and y. It cannot be 0. This is an important condition here. So all of you please write down the general form here. That general form is ax plus by plus c is equal to 0 or ax plus by is equal to c. Okay. So here this is called as linear equation. Why? Because the degree is 1 here. You have to keep this in mind. So in this equation, the index of both the variables is 1. That means degree of the equation is 1 and therefore it is a linear equation. Okay. So all of you please write down the general form, and this condition you keep in mind that A and B are not 0. They cannot be 0. Okay. This is important. Let us go further now. Here, now we will understand about the next concept, that is simultaneous equation. In the topic we have seen the word simultaneous equation. Now let us try to understand what is meaning of simultaneous equation. Now see here we have taken two equations. In the previous case there was only one equation, that was what, x plus y is equal to 14, and for that we got many solutions. So some solutions are written here, as I have said that we are going to write in round bracket and value of x first and value of y afterwards. Okay, so many solutions can be possible here, so these are written here. Solutions for equation 1, see 9 plus 5 14, 7 plus 7 14, 8 plus 6 14 and so on. Now for equation 2, x minus y is equal to 2. Here also we can have many solutions. So solutions for the equation 2 we can write as 7 comma 5 minus 2 comma minus 4, 0 comma minus 2. Okay, so all these are what, solutions of the second equation. But here what we observe is 8 comma 6 is a common solution, and always it is going to be only one common solution. The common solution for both the equations is always unique. It is only one. That means what, this solution satisfies these both the equations. See, 8 plus 6 is equal to 14 and 8 minus 6 is equal to 2. So it is a unique solution for both the equations, and we are going to study the same thing here. When we are provided with two or more equations, how to find the solution. And when we are studying two or more equations at the same time, when we are studying them simultaneously, it is called as what, simultaneous equations. That is why we are going to see the solution for the simultaneous linear equations. Also, it is called as system of equations. But what you have to take care here, that here the variables should be same in both the equations. Like here also xy, here also xy. If you are having xy here and if you are having p and q here, they will not form the simultaneous equation, or it is not called as a system of equations. So this is an important condition, that variables should be same. Okay, so when we study two or more equations, or when we consider two or more equations at the same time, they are called as what, simultaneous equations. When we consider at the same time two linear equations in two variables, the equations are called as what, simultaneous equations. Also it is called as system of linear equations. Okay, so I hope you must have understood the meaning of simultaneous equation. We are considering two equations or more equations at the same time, so it is called as simultaneous equations. Now we are going to go towards the main part of this chapter, that is how to find the solution of the simultaneous equation. Okay, so the next topic here is to find out the solution. Okay, so here one more example is taken. See, two equations are taken, x plus y is equal to 5 and 2x plus 2y is equal to 10. These are the two equations in two variables. You can see that these two equations are different, and try to find out the solutions for them. Like see, if I take x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 2, 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. Then the same values, do they satisfy this equation also? What I said, x is equal to 3. So 2 3s are 6 and 2 2s are 4. 6 plus 4 is 10. That means what here? Solutions of both these equations are same. That means whatever numbers we take here, values of x and y we take here, they are satisfying this equation also. Why it is so? If you observe carefully, if you divide the second equation by 2, you are going to get this equation. Okay. So such equations, they are going to have infinitely many solutions. Okay. Why? Because they are one and the same. Only this original equation is multiplied by any non-zero number. If you multiply this equation by any non-zero number, you are going to get the new equation. Like if we take 3x plus 3y is equal to 15, then we will get third equation. And there also the solutions will be same. Okay, so in here you will observe that such equations, they are having infinitely many solutions, because simply by multiplying we are getting the new equation. Or if we reduce the equation, then we are getting the equations which are equal. Okay. If you take 4x plus 4y is equal to 20, and if you reduce it, again you are going to get x plus y is equal to 5. Okay. So such equations, they are having infinitely many solutions. Now here we are going to study the first method to solve the simultaneous equation. This method is called as elimination method of solving simultaneous equations. That means what? We are having two variables. For example, x and y. So we are going to do the operations on the equations in such a way that one variable will be eliminated. Okay. So let us take one example to understand this method. So question number 1, solve x plus y is equal to 14 and x minus y is equal to 2. Okay, the previous one which we have taken, the same equation is there. See, we are considering two equations at the same time, so they are called as what? Simultaneous equations. And now we are going to study this method. In this method, what you have to do is you have to observe the equations carefully and observe the coefficients of the terms. Like here for x coefficient is 1, here also it is 1, here also 1 and here also 1. So you have to choose the terms where the coefficients are equal. Like if see here plus 1 and here minus 1. If I add these two equations, plus y and minus y will get cancelled. That means y is eliminated. I have eliminated y by subtracting. So it is called as what? Elimination method. We are going to perform such operation that one variable is discarded or eliminated. So what we are going to do is we are going to add these two equations. So when we add these two equations, we get the equation in one variable. See, so while adding, you have to write down both the equations one below another. X plus y is equal to 14, equation number 1. X minus y is equal to 2, equation number 2. So see, plus y and minus y, we got 0 here. And x plus 2x is, x plus x is 2x. 14 plus 2 is 16. So we got the equation in one variable. 2x is equal to 16. So one variable is eliminated and we got the value of other variable. Okay. So from that we are going to get x is equal to 8. So we got value of one variable. Now if we put this value in any one equation, then we are going to get the value of other variable. So here in equation 1, if I put x is equal to 8 here, I am going to get value of y. Okay. So the next step is what? Substituting x is equal to 8 in equation 1. So equation 1 is x plus y is equal to 14. So in place of x we are writing 8. This 8 will be shifted to right hand side. 14 minus 8 and therefore value of y is what? 6. Okay. So x is equal to 8 and y is equal to 6 is the solution of this equation. Now to cross check whether you are right or wrong, what you have to do is you have to use the same values in equation 2 also. Whether it is satisfying equation 2. Solution we got, no doubt. But we have to just cross check whether we are right or not. So second equation is what? X minus y is equal to 2. So x minus y is what? 8 minus 6 is 2. That means it is true. So this way we can confirm that 8 comma 6 or x is equal to 8 and y is equal to 6 is the solution of the simultaneous equations. Okay. So this is the method. Now we will study more examples related to this method. Also we will solve word problems here. We will discuss all the solved examples from the textbook. Okay. And then we will start with practice set. Okay. So whatever I have taught, you revise once again. As I have said, please go through textbook. It is very much important. I told you many times that you think that why to read maths textbook, but lot of information is present there. You should go through that. Okay. Why I am discussing solved examples? Because they are equally important. They are also asked for evaluation. So you should also go through the textbook. Okay. So I hope you will follow all the instructions carefully. So thank you students. Stay home, stay safe, take care of yourself.